Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to do a interview with a fellow that can be very beneficial to Filipinos and foreigners alike. He helps people go through all the red tape and the hoops that's necessary many times here in the Philippines. So, without further ado, let's meet JR. Hi everybody, thanks for coming to my channel. This is Bud Brown, and this is my friend JR. And he's a very interesting and person that can provide a lot of help for a lot of us foreigners. So JR, tell us how can you help us?
Bud, thank you for having me in your channel. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah, Paul mentioned me that we're meeting today.
Okay.
So yeah, by the way, I'm JR. I'm the founder of JRC Visa Consultancy and Immigration Services. So we have been in the business for almost 8 years. So we do have an office in Cebu City. That's our main office. We do have our Dumaguete and we have our Manila office. So that's one of the things that we can actually help you with. We can handhold you to obtain your permanent residency in the Philippines, like in the likes of spousal visa if you're married to a Filipino citizen, retirement visa, tourist visa extension, and other immigration needs that you may came across when you are here in the Philippines. Because our firm is duly accredited with the Bureau of Immigration.
Oh,
So we have that accreditation in place.
excellent.
We do have also our accreditation in the Philippine Retirement Authority. That's the retirement visa. That's the office overseeing the retirement visa, which is a special visa initiated by the government. So those are our credentials, and we've been doing that because we wanted to assure you that we are someone that you can go to. Apart
Yeah.
from our accreditation, we have also invested to put our physical offices so that you can always verify, especially in Manila area. Like
Yes.
there's a lot of people offering in social media, like, hey, I can process that, but what is your go-to? What is your verification?
Right.
How do you be assured of?
Yes.
Like-
Yes. Yeah.
This is a new place for you.
Right.
Except this guy because he's been here for
Well,
Dogay
well,
na. Dogay na
Dogay
kayo.
Subtitle.
Subtitle. He's been here for quite some time, so
Yeah.
he knows the in and outs,
Yeah.
familiarity of the place. So he's the go-to guy. Where in fact we can already speak the local language, the Tagalog, di ba, no? Okay tayo.
Oo nga. Tama.
And also the local language in the Visayas area, which is Bisaya. So those things, that's one. And the other one, which actually we launched again this year, is the real estate services, apart from the visa services. Because one thing that I've noticed actually is the in-depth understanding of a foreigner from his perspective of how order is the transaction going in place. I just had a consultation yesterday, and he already put in money and what he got as per verbal conversation or agreement that he is the co-owner of the island or land that he bought. But I just wanted to verify that payment does not guarantee ownership.
Yeah. Okay.
It should be paperwork.
That's a good tip. Yeah.
It's something that you can actually as evidence that you hold, especially with a restriction of foreigner that cannot own land in the Philippines.
Yes.
How else can you prove that?
Exactly.
And when you buy a property, make sure that everything is in order, especially the ownership paperwork. PEP, not PEP.
Yeah.
It's how ordered, that like the title. That's basic.
Yeah.
And also when you go in the rural areas or the provincial areas in the Philippines, title may sometimes non-existent because other people perceive that the tax declaration is the ownership documents. No,
Oh.
that is not the proof, the ultimate proof of ownership.
It's an important piece of paper, but it's not proof of ownership.
Yes, correct. The ultimate proof is the title.
Uh-huh.
And also one thing that we also came across is hold your money first, because there's a lot of people selling you. Anyone can sell here in the Philippines, but our profession as a realtor or real estate licensed real estate practitioner has been already protected with RA 9646. I know I'm not a lawyer, but I have a lawyer with me in my firm that can actually check the legalities with you.
Okay.
So By profession, I'm a realtor. And we are launching out this year because we wanted to make sure that everything is in order. Like, what are the first few things that you need to ask when you are interested with the property?
Yes.
Or
yes.
when you be offered to buy a property?
Yes. Yeah.
Because agents will be agents.
I understand.
As what I have mentioned to you earlier, before we record the video, I'm also a medical rep before, or a drug rep before with a pharmaceutical company. So the mindset is really to sell.
Yes, right.
But this time around, we will be with you. We will be your representative. We will be your buyer's agent, shall we call it. That's a common term that is acceptable for you, or you've been oriented with that. But we will be looking after your personal interest. Your interest is our top of mind.
Yes.
I will handhold you, even if you're a man.
That's fine.
Let's hold our hands together and we move forward.
That's fine. Yeah.
So that's what we have right now. And I think that's very important because it's real estate. A piece of property here does not cost you 1,000 pesos or $20.
Yeah.
It will cost you at least 20,000 US dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows that is your life savings.
Right.
And
Got a jet going over.
yeah. Say hi. Welcome home, guys.
More people are arriving.
Yeah, that's good. So it's something that you need to really be keen on because it may hurt you to some extent.
Yes, there's a lot of horror stories, and I'm sure you've heard them all.
Yeah.
But guys, when when you come to a different country, it's a little bit deceptive here in the Philippines because a lot of the signs are in English, and seems like most of them are in English. The Filipinos, for the most part, speak English, but don't be deceived that the culture is American. It's a different culture.
It is.
And a different way of thinking, and so you just have to. It's nice to have someone who can hold your hand and is on your side. If you followed my channel for a while, I have a friend, a tricycle driver, my right-hand man, Tano. I mean, he's a simple man, but he's an honest man.
Sure.
And he's pulled my cars out when the battery died, and anytime we get in some kind of trouble, Tano, help. And so that's what, JR, I need help. That's exactly what we need,
I will be happy to help you, especially when we are preventing things to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's better to be proactive, really.
Well, you can see the future.
Yes.
You know the steps, We foreigners, we see A, B, C, but you already see X, Y, Z, So you know exactly when they come to you with a problem or a situation. Most likely you know already what it is.
And also, there's one thing that we need also to emphasize. When you engage with a certain agency like us, we're not the only agency, by the way, but when you engage, it is also utmost to be given importance of your cooperation and understanding.
Yeah.
Because this is a two-way street.
Exactly.
If we wanted you to hold your hand, you should be going with us. You should be cooperating because we have encountered also not so good experience with other clients that, hey, this is how we did with our country. Okay, hey, you're not in your country.
Exactly.
Like when I travel to other countries, I always make sure that I abide the law.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to create mistakes. I don't want to make mistakes.
Exactly.
Because I'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
Things might be done differently here, but laws are still enforceable.
Sure.
Just like during my trip, one of my trip just a few weeks ago, like I heard in one of my Grab ride, like the Bureau of Immigration has made an operation to arrest 3 foreign nationals somewhere in Manila because they're working without appropriate permit.
Oh.
And now they have been arrested, they have been detained and waiting for the deportation procedure. And once you will be deported, you will be blacklisted.
Blacklisted.
You will be barred from entering the country. Although that can be lifted, but it will take you at least a year, depending on your violation.
Yeah.
It may be lifted or maybe not.
Yeah.
So those things that really need to understand. And mind you, One thing that we need also to understand here in the Philippines, things here are slow. Gotcha, di ba? Gotcha, di ba? So, it's a fact that we cannot compare the Philippines with probably Thailand, the more with the US, because we
Yeah.
have difference.
Exactly.
One point of consideration when we travel to other countries, like their infrastructure of their transportation is way better than the Philippines. I mean, from the airport, I can just get an MRT or train going to the main city.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for example, in Seoul, I can just
Just a screen went off, but we're still
Yeah.
going. So just to let you know.
just like in Seoul, South Korea, you can actually have your MRT card,
Oh,
tapped it, less than 200, you're already in Seoul. 67 kilometers approximately, between 50 to 60.
wow.
And from Cebu going to Mactan Airport, 7 kilometers takes us an hour. Sorry, but that's the reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one thing that we always aspire and always advocate is to let you understand. You already understood that properly here. But for those guys who are actually considering to be here, test the waters.
Yes. Come over here on what I call a recon run.
Yes.
Don't pack up everything and move. Oh, some have, and some have been successful, but the majority, yikes, what have I done?
Yeah. Like you already
Even-
sold everything in the
Yeah.
US and you have your backpack with you have everything here, you're so excited and boom.
Yeah. And one of the things, one fellow that came here, who was here a week, he said, man, this weather, it's just too hot for me.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I can't handle the weather. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, but my main advice for people just coming over, two things so important. Patience, which you talked
I love that.
and flexibility.
Mm.
When I was teaching in our teacher's lounge, we had a saying on the board that said, blessed are the flexible, for they shall bend and not break.
Sure.
So be flexible, be patient, things. And unfortunately, I'm trying to uplift the reputation of the foreigner, especially Americano, because we're not known for our patience. Where's my coffee? I've been here 5 minutes already.
You know, I was able to adopt that.
Really? Oh,
Why is it taking so long? Come on, get it done.
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
our job to be in this visa consulting and also with the real estate
Yeah.
is not easy.
Yeah.
We are native Filipino born.
Yep.
We have been oriented with this culture, and our clients, you guys, are from the West.
Right.
So imagine the clash.
Oh man, I can imagine. Yeah.
Like imagine the demand. Hey, JR, just wanted it. No, this is how it's done here.
Yeah.
This is how it's done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is how it's
Yeah.
navigated here. And I love the term patient and the flexibility. That's one thing that I also admire. And I think we can also add a little bit of that adaptability.
Yes.
This is a new place to live in. When you adopt, your resistance is. Sorry about this.
okay.
Just got it off. Adaptability, because your resistance when you're here will not actually affect everyone else. First things first, it will affect you,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you're carrying the burden.
Yeah.
Instead of you being happy to live in this, some would say paradise,
Sure.
some would say a different world that you live
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
It will not be that on that perspective when you are resisting to adopt what is acceptable here,
Right.
as long as it does not go with your principle,
Right. Sure.
character,
Yes.
being on the right side of doing things right,
The right way. Yeah. Right.
because that's another story.
That's right.
Because right now, going to the real estate side, okay, hey, I know you guys like, hey, I'm gonna talk to my lawyer. All right, that's your irritation, okay.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when we do stuff, we would like to make things in order so that you will actually prevent that from happening.
Right.
Because
Right.
when you will be in that situations, both of you are pulling hands together,
Yeah.
nobody wins.
Yeah.
Do you think that you win?
Well, what I say, you may win the battle, but you lose the war.
Sure.
You may win temporarily, but in the long run,
Always check for the intangibles, especially when you're in the Philippines.
yeah.
Because there might be intangible things that, like, how about your peace of mind? How about your depression, your frustration?
Yeah.
Everything will just fall into place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, you are spending money. And it will not just affect you, it will affect the people around you.
Yes. That's right. Yeah. That's
It's-
right.
So, yeah, those things we are conceptualizing because our main objective is really to give a proper guidance of you guys here. We have several options, but it does not end with our part. We need also your cooperation to have it done.
Right. Your service is really, really needed, and I'm not just saying that, but but when I came here, I mean, it's a different culture, a different way of doing things, and instead of just stumbling along, bump, there's these little robots. Here's a wall. They come to the wall, then they move, and then they go to another one, and then they move. That's hard, man.
It is.
It's better for somebody, like you say, hold your hand, and you need to do this, that, and this, and then things will go as smooth as they can go. May not go exactly smooth, but they'll a lot smoother than if you're bumping into
As long
the
as
wall.
the end objective is to have it done.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Do you have this? No, I kind of think the answer is no, but I'm not sure. There was a time when I had to go to the immigration in Cebu to do, I don't know if it was fingerprints or something, but I could not do it here in Dumaguete. You don't go up there for us, do you?
No.
No.
Which one? No. Yes or no?
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking to myself, we have to have our fingerprints in Cebu. They don't take fingerprints here.
Yes.
So you couldn't do that for us.
Now, because that is something that we cannot do for you.
Yeah.
Why? It's your personal data that is
Yes.
being recorded in the Bureau of Immigration System.
Yes.
Why? That is intended for your records for the issuance of the ACRI card.
Okay.
Because an ACRI card, by layman's term, is an identification of the visa being issued by the Bureau of Immigration. So that is ACRI card. It comes with different colors
Yeah.
that corresponds different status.
Yes.
So without that biometrics or capturing
Yeah.
on the system in the Bureau of Immigration, they cannot print out your card. And also with the tourists who are still on tourist visa,
Yeah.
they need also to have the ARP or the registration of the registration program for the aliens or foreigners, because that will be used on the issuance of their ECC, of the exit clearance, if they stayed here for more than 6 months as tourists in the Philippines.
Yes. Yes. I heard. I was gone for 2 years, and I just got. But I've heard since then, no more 6 months.
Yeah, no more 6 months.
No more
for
6
now.
months.
Yeah, no more
Okay,
6
that's
months.
true. All right.
I have seen some successful, very few, but it is subject to the approval of the commissioner in Manila office, immigration.
Oh.
There might be, there are a few that I actually saw.
Okay.
But for the satellite offices and the district offices,
Yeah.
that is, they don't offer the 6 months anymore.
Okay.
Now, a brief overview of the structure of the Bureau of Immigration. The Bureau of Immigration main office is in Manila.
Okay.
And they are the only office that can approve visas.
Oh.
Okay. Next to that is a district office. This is a smaller version of that office, but can only do few processes. Not few, but lesser than the main office. Of course, the main office can do everything.
Yeah.
Like your certificates, your travel records, the approval, the lifting of the visa, the downgrading. They are the approving authority. Cebu is a district office. So that's by hierarchy, main office,
Yes.
and then next to that, district offices.
Okay.
So
What is Dumaguete?
Dumaguete is actually a satellite office.
A satellite
Yes.
office.
So that's the reason why you cannot file your 13A there. They would not accept because their also
Right.
services are limited. But when you're actually in Dumaguete, you have two options. File your 13A spousal visa directly in Manila. That's doable.
Oh.
Or by jurisdiction of the area, by region, you can actually go to the Cebu district office.
Okay.
Now, the only difference is timeline.
Oh.
When you go directly to Manila office, is the processing time will be quicker for at least a month or two.
Oh.
Why? If you course it through to the Cebu office, they will actually have the initial evaluation.
Oh.
So your application will be evaluated initially in the district office,
Oh.
and then it will be endorsed then to Manila for approval. Like if you go directly to Manila, it will just go there,
Yeah.
and then have it evaluated, have it queued up for the approval from the office of the commissioner.
Okay.
So those are basic information that if you been aware, your expectations will be properly managed. Especially like, hey JR, how long is the processing of the visa for spousal visa, for example? 4 to 6 months. Why? It will go to that process that way. And also, please take note that the visa application will go 3 major phases. First is the approval. Second is the implementation.
Oh.
This is where they stamp the approved order on a passport and also with the order. And then the issuance of the ACRI card.
Okay.
So those steps
Yeah.
that need to be followed,
Yeah.
those are the procedures
Yeah.
that are that you should know, that your
Okay.
subscribers know.
I have a question. It's a personal question, but the subscribers there may be some in the same situation. We had our permanent resident stamp in our old passport. We got a new passport,
Congratulations.
but you know what I'm going to say? There's no stamp, and so what can we? Does it need? I mean, I showed my card. That seemed to be sufficient, but I was worried about. Hey, there's no stamp in your new passport.
Okay. The proper way of doing that. Wait lang. Katilang ilong ko.
Tissue.
It's okay. If you are in a situation, the proper way of doing it is to transfer your visa stamp from your old passport
Yes.
to your new passport.
Yes.
But there are actually discussions among foreign group chats. Hey, that's okay. That might be okay for now, but at the end of the day, doing it right will actually be more sustaining than having that temporarily.
Okay.
The procedure is once you have a new passport, of course, that's clean.
Sure.
It's issued from the embassy. It's not issued from the Philippine immigration. So, there are 2 things that you need to do. Transfer of your visa stamp to the new passport from your old passport. That's what we call restamping.
You have to show the old
Both.
one.
Yeah. And guess what? Process will be in Manila.
Siyempre.
Now, next, there is also another thing that you need to do. Transfer of the latest arrival stamp.
Yeah.
So, there are 2 things that you need to transfer from your old to new passport because immigration will be updating the records as well. So, transfer the visa stamp, the permanent one, and transfer of your arrival stamp. 2.
Okay.
So, you can now actually keep your old passport once everything is transferred to your new passport.
Okay.
So, that should be the proper way of doing it.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You guys just do it properly.
Sure.
You know what? In the long run, you'll have a peace of mind.
I know.
That's the best thing.
Yeah. We always want shortcuts.
Sometimes shortcuts can work. But you know
That's why
what?
you're holding our hand.
That's the reason why being really legal and doing it properly
Yeah.
is always the
Yeah.
best part.
Yeah. Now, maybe another time, because this may take a little while to explain, but I think
Come on, bring it out.
well, the different types of visas. I know military, there's retirement, there's the $10,000 thing. I don't know what it's called.
The retirement
But,
visa.
and then a lot don't know what I have, 13G. So if we have time, a little bit of information on those, or otherwise.
Definitely.
another time.
There are common visas that are being availed in the Philippines. And speaking of the spousal visa,
Yeah.
spousal visa is a visa that is being given to a foreign national who is married to a Filipino citizen.
That's called a
For your case, that's
Well,
actually 13A.
13A. Yes.
13A spousal
Yes.
visa because
Very common.
there are, like, for example, you have a Chinese subscriber. They're not categorized as 13A. They're called MCL.
Really?
For Indians, there's TRV.
Oh.
But it all boils down to the common denominator, married to a Filipino national.
Yes. Okay.
The difference of the name is because there are two major classifications of foreigners in the Philippines. One is the non-visa required, in which one of that is from the US. You can come to the Philippines, no visa. Chinese needs a Philippine visa upon entry. Indians also need Philippine visa upon entry.
Oh.
Otherwise, they cannot enter the Philippines.
Okay.
So that's why they have different terminologies.
Oh, I see.
So
I see. Oh.
for you guys, 13A spousal visa. That's common.
That's what most of my friends have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of the things also that is another is common for the special visa category is the retirement visa or SRV.
Yes.
So this is a special visa that is being formulated by the government way back 30 years ago, 1984, 1985. And the requirement, they have the minimum age requirement of 50 years of age. Any nationality can apply as long as you don't have any derogatory record.
Yes.
Even Chinese also can apply.
Oh.
Open to all. Now, one of the major requirement is the visa deposit. $20,000. No special requirement, no pension will be asked, no military service will be asked. Just plainly $20,000.
Was it 10 or is that a different one?
20. This is the basic.
Oh.
We'll go there in a while.
Okay.
All right. Now, once you're 50, for whatever reason, you have a pension, either from Social Security or any private pension, as long as you can provide the document or the statement. I mean, the Philippine government will not take a look at or get your pension. They just need to see a proof that you're receiving a pension,
Oh.
so that will be their proof that you can sustain your stay here in the Philippines.
Oh.
So once you can provide, if you're applying a loan, at least $800 a month, lifetime, then the visa deposit from 20 will go down to 10.
I see.
That's the answer.
Someone told me, and you can say it's correct or not, that if you leave, do you get any of that back or you just lost that 10?
You don't lose the 10. If you leave and you plan to come back, you still have that. As long as you have the visa, it stays there. When you cancel the visa, you can actually get it back.
That's important to know.
Yeah, it is.
That would be encouraging people. Hey, I don't mind giving 10 if someday in the future I leave. I was told both. Once I was told you can get it all back, and the other said you can get most of it back. So I don't know.
If they're gonna ask me if I've tried that, yes, several times.
Oh.
And most of the time, they get it a little bit more.
Oh.
Why? It's actually being maintained in a dollar deposit account.
That's fantastic.
But you know what? Don't expect for a bigger interest.
Yeah, don't.
They actually got it intact. Once you have the $20,000, it will be a little bit more. It depends on how long you keep it.
Okay.
Probably
All right.
$20 and $1.
Yeah.
As long as you still get, that 20 grand.
Okay. All
Now,
right.
go back to the third category. So, if you're 50 years old, you can provide a pension of at least $800. You're applying a loan, it will go down to 10. The best part is there's a special category, specially dedicated to all military servicemen at least 2 years in service. If they can provide the DD to 14,
Yes.
that's the honorable discharge.
Right.
And if they can provide also a proof of pension of at least $1,000.
Oh, okay.
And they can provide with the police certificate with no criminal record.
Yeah.
Because most of these military guys don't really have records in police. They're living in good standing. It will go down. The visa deposit will go down from 10 to 1,500.
Oh.
So $1,500. That's really a good deal.
Yeah.
Now that's the first column that we're gonna talk.
Okay.
Second is there's what we call the one-time application fee.
Oh.
The application fee for the classic $20,000 is $1,760. That includes $1,400, and that includes a advance 1 year ID renewal, $1,760 USD. For the classic with pension, that's 10 with the $10 visa deposit requirement, $1,760. Still the same with the classic one. The special expanded category, the SRV expanded category, will only require the applicant 1,400 USD.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of savings.
Yeah,
There is a lot.
yeah.
Like if you're gonna compare it, what will cost you for doing the visa extensions? Roughly 400 to 500 US dollars a year on your visa, tourist visa. Just a little bit of comparison.
Yeah.
You can actually have that ROI, return on your investment,
ROI. That's a good one.
in the next 3 to 5 years. 500 for 2,500 in the next
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
let's do in the third column. Reoccurring fee, meaning you need to have the ID renewal every year.
Yes.
That's 360 for the classic, 360 also for the classic with pension. And guess what? $10 every year for the expanded courtesy category. That has the military service. Imagine what's $10?
Yeah. Come
It's
on.
just 2 cups of Starbucks coffee
Exactly.
a year.
A year.
Uh-huh. So that is something that they need to take a
Yeah.
look at. That hey guys, come over here. I mean, as what I have mentioned earlier, don't be abrupt with your decision.
Right.
Don't sell everything, and when you go to the Philippines
No.
with all this optimism
Yeah.
stuff, and when you got here, shoot, what happened?
Yeah.
This is not my place.
Yeah.
And when you go back, things will be different for you because you're gonna build up again what you have sold and so on and
Yeah.
so forth. Test the waters.
Exactly. That's a good expression. Test
Test
the
the
water,
waters.
because you get here, you're going to get 30 days to, is it 29 or 30?
30 days.
30 days, and then you go where you think you would like to go.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 days is a nice amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not quite sure, you can extend it for another 30 days. But by then, you should have a good idea. And just to let you know, my understanding and my experience seems to be that April and May are the hottest.
Yeah, summertime.
Yeah. So we came here April beginning. Oh man! But I knew that that's not going to be year round. I already knew that in my mind. So it was okay.
At least you don't have thick snow here.
Yeah. No snow. That's right. No, I prefer hot. I prefer hot.
So yeah, those are the things that we can actually advise your subscribers, especially for those who are eager. Like,
Yeah.
I always believe in the principle that what you see in the internet is best to be experienced personally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, they don't know how good the area that we have now.
Right.
They can only see the portion of the screen
Yeah,
here. But you know what?
exactly.
Sitting here,
Yeah.
like around that's 2 or 3 in the afternoon, it's not
Yeah.
hot.
Nice little breeze.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have a good breeze. The sea is over there. We had.
Yeah.
Come on, what will you ask
Yeah.
for?
I have, behind those walls is cold air conditioning too.
Sure.
A little too cold for me.
So always test the waters. Like,
Yeah.
either you have some information about the visa or the real estate. Always make it a point to
Yeah.
be here
Right.
and experience, and then that will be the time that you're gonna ask myself,
Yes.
this area works for me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, it's so important to have somebody on your side. And of course, expats are a double-edged sword. Some of them are very friendly and some are not so friendly. But I prefer to have a homegrown person from here that I know, like our friend Tano, as far as getting around and that, and then JR for paperwork and all the, how they call it, cos palomos,
Agos below.
the hoops that you have to jump through. So, or chichiboriche.
Yeah, especially in real estate. Like, there's a lot of paperwork. Each transaction is unique.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually take a good picture, a piece of that property, but you know what? How to get there is another story.
Right.
How far would you have an access to the nearest hospital?
Access, yeah.
How far do you have access to the nearest grocery store?
Yeah,
Drugstore?
exactly.
Basic needs. Those are something that you should know.
Some people don't realize, just access from the road. You could be right in the middle of a big land. You have to have access to your house, to your land.
Yeah, and have that access road can be classified as, is it government land? Is it a private land? Is it something being given to you with not with no perpetual rights.
Mm.
So it's
Yeah.
very tricky.
Yeah.
You know what? It always pays off to check what documents they have.
Yeah. Yeah.
A sketch plan. Okay, genetic engineers can make a sketch plan. But my next question is it approved?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it enforceable?
Yeah.
Like when you enter also an agreement, when you're really like, hey, not to mention that you have your partners with you, you have already sent
Right.
money, you have a piece of paper,
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah.
Is it a valid contract? It is a valid agreement, but is it enforceable? There's still factors that will be actually like a lot of things that you can actually see in the back.
Yes. And you say you have access to a lawyer that works with you.
Yeah.
So that's, lawyer talk and lawyer writing.
You know what? I always encourage my clients like, hey, just do the right thing.
Yeah.
And if you can prevent that, because it will drag you up to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have a high respect for those people who come here because they have already worked their lives out
Yeah.
in the other country.
Yeah.
And they wanted to have a better life.
Yeah.
And that's the perception. They want something new, better, because the Philippines is actually surrounded with a lot of natural resources.
Yeah.
You name it.
Yeah.
Just name what do you need and what do you prefer, and you can actually take it from there.
Yeah.
I mean, Palawan offers you differently.
Oh man, yeah.
Cebu offers you differently. Dumaguete offers you differently.
Yeah.
Iloilo offers you differently.
Mhm.
Boracay offers you differently. Davao, Bacolod,
Yeah.
name it.
Right. Right.
Name it. It's
Yeah.
just you going there so that you can handpick which will work best for you.
Exactly. One last thing, and then we're going to wrap it up. And this time I think you're going to say yes, but we'll see. You cut me off last time. I thought you were going to say no. But my brother has a chicken farm, and actually the land is his wife's, Pinay, of course. But she had all the adjacent people sign that they would not magulo, they would not bother them. And so he said that's just like an extra step, So even though they have their land, but the neighbors all around, she went to every one of them, had them signed. So just an extra precaution,
Probably that's a waiver. But my next question is, how big is the chicken farm?
I think it's 10 hectares.
Then how many chickens are there?
I think he's got about 1,000.
Okay. One thing that your brother can actually take a look at right now is the zoning of that area,
Yeah.
because chicken poops will smell.
Right, right. Now he's talked with the Department of Agriculture, and they've come out and helped him with a lot of things. So his wife is very good about
That's good.
Yeah, about that technicality. Yeah, we've been there maybe 10 years now.
That's good.
So everything has been good.
Yeah.
You say he doesn't make a lot of money, but he employs a lot of Filipinos, and they work, and so he's happy and they get all the eggs they can eat naturally.
Yeah, true.
But he said they're not a high profit, but he's happy because he's helping the community.
What's running into my mind right now is just to have the right paperwork that particular chicken farm has the right permit, because the surrounding neighbors can probably like just came up, hey, it smells. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Those are the common problems, because normally the chicken houses or the farms will be situated in remote areas where the next neighbor is probably like a kilometer away. So check on that.
Yeah.
And if you mentioned that they're already like doing that precautionary measures, well, that's good.
Yeah.
And put another layer of precautionary measures.
Good. Hey, he's good.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
man.
appreciate
Appreciate
your help.
that.
Okay.